Beautiful, fantastic people of the world. This is Ashley Campbell with Daily Encouragement. You guys, this is Friday. It's Food for Thought Friday. And I got a very important question for you guys. And it's, do you expect what you need? This is something that hit me this morning as I was reflecting on my own life. And I'm going to kind of talk, I want to talk to you guys about how that came about. And I also want to share some things with you that I've been talking to my family about in this fantastic book that I just started reading beginning of this week called uh, What We Need, What We Seek, What We Must Create, Family Love, How to Get and Give the Love You Have Always Wanted from Your Family. So I will go ahead and put the book in the comments or the description of the video, probably the comments, you guys. And you can order it on Amazon and start investing in yourself, if you also have a family as well, you guys. So before we get into it, you guys remember to like and follow the page. I've just realized that about 70% of my audience has not followed or liked the page. That's probably why you don't get any notifications. A lot of the people that follow this page also, it came from recommendations. So that's great. But if you guys want to continue to see these videos and see the content, you have to follow or like the page, and then it'll pop up on your feed. Okay, so remember to do that. Number two, remember to like and share the videos. It will help with the algorithm. It'll keep the videos up on top and recommending them to people. I'm also still looking for donations for the commercial, you guys. Last week, I was able to get $500 from you guys. The commercial is $5,500. So I did the math. I need at least 500 faithful followers on this page who believe in what I'm doing, who see the value in it, have benefited from it. If I can have 500 people on this page, give me $10 a piece, I can have this commercial paid for. This commercial is paying for an audience of 1.6 million people. I need this commercial for the book, you guys. I wrote the book, Nuggets of Truth. It literally took me 4 years total to get this thing out into the world. It took me 2 years to write it. And then it was another 2-year process just to get the money and then have it published, edited, all that good stuff, you guys. It's been a long journey, but I'm very grateful that God inspired me. And, I'm really passionate about building Christians up from the inside out. I want you as a person to really know and understand the kingdom of heaven in the context of your life. Everybody, not everybody, but I'm going to say most Christians, right? They follow God because they realize that they need him. They realize what they needed through Christ. I need forgiveness, Lord, right? And then he says, seek the kingdom first. Everything else will be given to you. Yeah, Lord, I definitely need provisions too. I need opportunities, You guys, we were not created to live on our own knowledge to ourselves. Do you guys know what caused the fall of man? It was living by knowledge outside of what God said. We were created to receive from God and then live it out. We as human beings are born completely blank slates. We're not born with all knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. We have no idea. We start out listening and observing and copying, right? That's what we do as babies. And then even as we grow into young children, we do what we've heard and seen. So with that being said, if God told you to rule and subdue this earth, how many of you know anything about ruling and subduing? How many of you are actually literally walking in your own authority right now as a person? How many of you are living out, the plans that you want to do, your vision for your life? Do you even have one, right? God has created his people, human beings, okay? He created human beings to be made in his likeness and image, right? And what that means, part of what that means is you learning from him, having his mind. Isn't it funny? Like, we understand this with our children, but we don't understand this in the context of being a Christian. You are literally supposed to be learning from the God who created this world. You are supposed to be getting downloads from him. They're going to help you create the life that you want. Are you tired of being walked on? Ask God to help you walk in your authority. You guys, this book, Nuggets of Truth, is going to help you do that. It's going to help you uncover, the shame in your life, condemnation, judgment. If you don't understand these dynamics and how they're impacting your life, you're not going to live out what you're called to do. You're going to be so focused on the things that are going wrong in your life, you're never going to give yourself the freedom to uncover the treasure that God put in you. What are your character? What character qualities do you possess? What are your values? What's driving your life? Are you even aware of that? What desires do you have in your life? What do you want to accomplish? Do you have a vision for your life? What do you want to do in all the 7 areas of your life? What do you want your finances to look like? What do you want your relationships to look like? What do you want, right? God will ask you that question, but you've got to go through a process of uncovering that. And so Nuggets of Truth is going to help you do that. So you guys be sure to check out the book. In the back of it, if you have the book Nuggets of Truth right now, make sure you take advantage of it, because back here, okay, there is, I think, 5 or 6 appendixes. And it's one of them is going to help you uncover your character. The other one's going to help you uncover your values. There's another one in here that's going to help you with your purpose. There's a bunch of bonus questions in here, you guys, that are going to help you get understanding and insight in the context of your life. All right. There's another one here that talks about what wisdom is. So if you guys are really interested in, living out what you're here for, it's important for you to do the work. All right. So anyway, you guys can, that's what the commercial is for. This book, I believe, is going to help millions and millions of people, but they need to know it's out there. Okay. And like I said, I'm passionate about Christians being confident in who they are. Why do you think, you guys, I did a video on this the other day, and I hope you guys checked it out. Do you guys remember when I talked about what it means to carry your cross? It doesn't mean you deny yourself of anything good in your life and you walk around like a slave and a doormat. You know what it means to carry your cross? You live out the revelation of Christ in your life because you understand it from the context of your life. You live out the grace of God in your life. That is your cross. Did you know that grace is a cross? Do you know how many times all the disciples, including Peter and Paul, got accused of just abusing? Oh, you don't want to have any law? Is that what you're saying? There's no structure? Oh, yeah, okay. You're just, asking people to just live reckless. And what did Peter, I was just reading this the other day. I'll probably do another video on it. But he goes, anybody who sees us like this, your condemnation is just. We're never going to encourage somebody to live reckless. We're just saying that what you're doing to be good with God ain't going to work. Right? Jump through all these hoops. Right? Being a Christian is the most vulnerable thing you will ever do with your life, because it asks you to come in contact face to face with the shame in your life that you don't want to acknowledge. That was the only thing that separated Adam and Eve from God, right? But I digress. So anyway, you can donate to the commercial. Okay. I'm still looking for donations for that. Purchase my book. You can get a signed copy from me, get it on Amazon online. And if you guys want to send me a financial gift, you can. If you see what I'm doing is beneficial and you want to send me some money, feel free. If you want to help Daily Encouragement, please do. You guys, doing this kind of stuff honestly does cost money down the road if you want to get it out there, right? So if you guys want to help me with that, I would appreciate it. I told you guys Daily Encouragement is an official business. And over here in the state of Tennessee, if you have a business outside of your home, anything they use, they tax you on it. It don't even matter how long you've had the business. I made this an official business in 2023. Okay. Just started it. I had to submit a form of everything in my house that I use for my business, and I have to pay a tax on it regardless. Right? Right? So this thing has to make money. So if you guys want to help me out, feel free. Okay. So anyway, I want to share some things with you guys really, really fast. So I've been reading this book, What We Need, What We Seek, What We Must Create, Family Love, How to Get and Give the Love You've Always Wanted from Your Family. You know, what is the one thing that's like impacting your life the most right now? Are you even aware of that? You know, most people have families. They go to work. They do things. Okay. But are you aware of the one thing that has shaped your life the most? Do you know why you chose the spouse you did, or the friends you have, or the job that you have? Do you know why you behave the way you do with certain personalities? Or do you constantly overlook it because you know sometimes that you're a coward and you don't stand up to people? Have you ever allowed yourself to get manipulated by people and taken advantage of because, you know, for some reason you just don't have it in you? Why is that? Have you ever questioned those things? You guys, this is why the family is so key. And, you know, me and my husband, you guys, we've been together for, I think it's 22 years now. All right. Our oldest is going to be 21 on the 25th of this month. And we had him. So me and my husband met in 2001. 9 months later, got pregnant. Okay. I got pregnant with our son, Dylan. He's going to be 21. And then 4 years later, we had another kid. And like every 2 years after that, we have a total of 7 children. We've been together for a long time. And, you know, we were just kind of reflecting on our family and on our life this week, realizing that, holy shit, we've been through a lot. You know, both of us came from, so I had an alcoholic mom and dad. His dad was the alcoholic. His mom wasn't, though. Okay. But his dad went through a season of that. He's not like that anymore, but he definitely had his bouts with it. And it's funny because when you talk about alcoholism in families, most of it comes from the older generations using alcohol to bond with their children. My husband's dad, when he was like 7 years old, his dad was giving him beer when he was really, really young because that's all they knew and understood, you know? So we have those things that we've had to contend with. What else? Codependency, right? You guys know what that is? Is when someone else's emotions and their desires and what they need and want is a priority over yours. If you struggle with that, do you even know how that was formed in you? Seriously, this is why this stuff is so key. This is why I talk about this stuff. These conversations have changed my life. I didn't have anybody in my Christian community talking about these things when I was a young Christian because most of the Christian community looked at stuff like this as worldly. The very thing that could save their ass, they looked at it like it's not relevant. Oh, you're not praying enough. That's what they would say. If people were having issues, practical issues, right? Let's just say you are allowing yourself to get taken advantage of. Let's just say you do allow people to walk on you. Let's just say you don't stick up for yourself, okay? Those kind of dynamics. There's so many different ones, right? We are layered individuals. But churches will say stupid stuff like, "Oh, you know what? You're just not praying enough. You're not very close to Jesus." That's not even practical advice. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. If someone's marriage isn't working out, "Oh, you know what? You're not doing good enough." Why if somebody's in a relationship with a spouse and it's abusive, physically, emotionally, "Oh, you just need to be submissive." Either one. It could be a toxic wife too. Can we not talk about that? Why do we always focus on men when women sometimes can be very toxic as well? Both sides, you guys. We all need to be healed and cleansed, right? We all need to pull our heads out of our asses on both sides. It's not just one group of people. It's mankind. I was thinking about this today. There's so many problems in this world, right? And we're trying to solve it by these external means all the time. But you know what? Why do you think God even realized laws don't work? They work to a degree, but they're for the lawless. People literally need new hearts. Like, seriously. They need to become people of character. If people became people of character, right, their actions would display their character. Your actions display your character. You want to know how I know who you are? All I got to do is watch your life. How do you behave? What's your habits like? Right? What's your attitudes, behaviors, and habits? I can definitely see your character right there. I don't care what you say. Let me watch your life and I will know who you are, right? Did you know that God does things based on his character? He does because he is. And he's not a phony with it, right? He's not somebody who's just like, have you guys ever had somebody do something nice for you, but because you didn't trust people, because you learned that somewhere, right? That if anybody does something good for you, you question it. You're like, I don't know about that. Right? You don't trust people. What about people who think other people are idiots all the time and judge people constantly, assume things of them? Where do you think you learn to assume on people all the time? That's another issue people have. Why do you assume stuff? Right? Do you know how vulnerable it is to ask somebody what they mean and actually establish a connection with somebody? It's very vulnerable because it forces you to humble yourself and be like, you know what? Maybe I don't know what the freak I'm talking about all the time. Maybe I'm wrong. A lot of people don't do well with that. When they realize that they're not right about something, it causes a lot of them to feel shame. Most Christians don't even want to acknowledge that. They don't even know what shame is, right? That's why I got to get my book, Nuggets of Truth. It's going to help you understand these human emotions that we have, these dynamics that we're a part of, so you don't have to be confused anymore. If you're having a practical issue in your life, it doesn't have to be glossed over with, oh, read and pray more and do these things. And then you do it and you still are realizing, wow, I'm not any further than I was in my life. Don't you get sick of that shit? Seriously, I do. I get so tired of people using these glossed over things and they're not willing to talk about the real issues that people are having. It's not helpful. But let's get into this thing, you guys. I gotta call my grandma really, really soon. I told her I was gonna call her. And so I better hurry up. So I'm gonna share a couple things with you guys in this book, and then I'm gonna share kind of a revelation I had this morning. I'm really hoping I can do this in 10 minutes. I probably can. I just gotta focus, okay? Okay. So it's talking about family problems. Listen to this. It says, the problems we experience today are tied to the past. I want you right now, get a pen and paper. I want you to write down every single problem you're having in your life right now. If you can't take a second to invest in yourself, you just continue on driving yourself over a cliff, all right? And stop complaining and being a victim. If you are not going to take responsibility for the things that are happening in your life right now, I don't know what to tell you. Don't blame God, blame yourself for not identifying these things and then asking him for what you need. All right. So the problems we experience today are tied to the past, the family past. Nothing affects the way we think, feel, act, and react as much as our families do. So if you're having really big problems right now in your life, it's all going to stem from the dynamics that you were raised in. Have you ever considered that? This is why you guys need my book, Nuggets of Truth. It's going to help you guys uncover the dynamics, because I share my story with you guys. I share my own life experiences, but then I ask really powerful questions. It's a 93-day devotional. So if you guys are trying to like understand yourself, because here's at the end of the day, you are not responsible for anything else but who you are and how you conduct yourself as a person and the choices you make and the decisions that are in front of you. That's the only thing you can really control. So if you don't have understanding and insight and wisdom in the context to how you even make decisions or why you don't make certain decisions, you wonder why your life isn't fruitful and productive. It's because you have no insight and understanding. If you seek to get insight and understanding in the context of your own life, in your own heart, where the kingdom of heaven is, if you're a Christian and you have the Holy Spirit, it's going to change your life drastically, right? You want that to really happen? This book is going to help you actually get that impact that you're looking for. It's going to become real to you. Christianity will be real. You're going to see it and be like, wow, wait a second, Lord, I see this. But if you're not doing the work, okay, you have to start taking responsibility. So nothing affects the way we think, feel, and act as much as your families do. So I want you to write down the problems you've had. And then here's the other thing you can do too. The Lord always uses your memories to help you understand yourself. So what do I mean by that? If you make a list of your problems you're having, and then you ask yourself, where did that problem come from? Lord, this is how you can do it. Write down the issues you're having in your life. You guys, I've done all this work, okay? I'm not talking out my ass. I've written everything down right here, and I've been doing it for the last 17 years, okay? So I'm not telling you to do something I haven't walked myself through. Write all the stuff down, and then ask yourself, Lord, how are these problems I'm experiencing today tied to the past relationships I had in my own family? What memories are contributing to these current problems? Right? Try it. One time. It's going to blow your mind. Do it in the morning. When you first get up in the morning, I don't care. Okay, if you have kids, I do too. I've been following the Lord for 17 years. You know what I've been doing? I've been getting off my ass early in the morning before my kids wake up, because I value my quiet time. I get up with my husband at 5 a.m. No excuses, you guys. You need to intentionally make time to start reflecting on these things so you can actually start getting some more peace in your life and progress and feel like, wow, I'm actually living out what God, what's in my heart to do. I'm unashamed. I have no judgment in your life. Did you guys get tired of living like that sometimes? You ever think about the bondage and the problems you're having right now? If you want to move forward, you have to start dealing with the things right now that are impacting you. The best way to do that is to give yourself some space. I don't care if you got to get up 20 minutes before you're supposed to. Start disciplining yourself, right? That's a character trait. Self-discipline. Start asking God to help you develop that in your life then if you don't have it, right? He'll help you do that. Lord, I want to be more self-disciplined. I need to spend more time with you in the morning. I need to start reflecting on some of these issues that are literally impacting my life. Some people treat Christianity like they don't think it's that relevant. That's why they don't spend time with the Lord. They're like, what do I need to spend time with God for? He's not going to do anything. You may not think that, but you behave that way if you're not being intentional about these things. You're basically telling God that, you know what, Lord, like, I guess I'll see you when I get to heaven. I'm going to try to figure all the rest of this crap out by myself. That's not a wise way to live. You're going to continue to find yourself, and you can stay stuck in your problems. So the problem, okay, I'm going to keep reading. The problems are negative patterns of behavior we experience today are directly related to who raised us and how we were raised. The problems you're having right now are all tied to how you were raised. So you need to ask the Lord, how has how I was raised impacted the problems I'm experiencing right now? Very practical question. It will change your life if you do the work, okay? Again, it's another plug for the book. I'm telling you guys, this is going to help you do that. Nuggets of Truth is going to help you reflect on how your problems now and how they stemmed from the dynamics of growing up, right? You might not think your life has impacted you that way, but I guarantee it really has. I used to tell the Lord, like my mom and dad didn't affect me. And this is the evidence that I used. I was like, I'm not like my mom. I'm not a drunk, right? I have drinks on the weekends. I do drink alcohol. I don't drink a lot of alcohol, right? I'll have like a 6-pack. Okay. I'm being upfront with you guys. I'm being really transparent, very vulnerable. I'm a Christian and I do have alcohol. Okay. Especially when I just shared with you guys, I came from alcoholic parents. Do you know how many people out there, like, there's so many extremes? And this is a very touchy subject, but I really don't care. Okay. Because this is my life and I'm sharing it freely with you guys. If some people went through very like tragic things like that, they try to just avoid it. Avoidance will never get you anywhere. You have to be willing to face something head on. Avoiding it is not going to solve it, because avoiding things will create other problems in your life. How many of you have created more problems in your life from avoiding certain things just because it's painful, because it hurts, right? Part of facing it head on is acknowledging the hurt and the pain that things have caused you and starting to actually understand how those things have impacted you. And for me, I thought my parents didn't impact me just because I wasn't an alcoholic. But you know how they impacted me? Becoming having codependent behavior. When you grow up as a child, because kids they don't have the maturity to put things into context and understand, right? What they see is they're very black and white. Kids do not understand why certain things are going on. So when my mom and dad, were fighting and physical, domestic violence going on all the time, just every single day of my life, listening to those things. And then I wanted to talk to people about what was going on. Now I started talking to my teacher. I've told you guys the story, but it's relevant. And I came home that day and my mom goes, Ashley, if you continue to talk to the people about what's going on here, you're going to go to a foster home, get molested. You're going to get removed from me and you'll never see me again. I learned in that moment, well, you know what? That's going to suck. I don't want to be away from my mom. So, okay, Mom, well, what do you need me to do for you? That is how my mom's alcoholism impacted me. Mom, what do you need? Completely learned to deny myself. I took that behavior with me up until I was a 30-year-old woman. You guys, I'm going to be 38 in October. It wasn't until 2016, how long was that I actually started recognizing these things in my life. And that's what I mean. When you start dealing with some of your problems, and how did I know that was a problem? Because I was constantly doing that. I was constantly worried about other people, what they needed, taking responsibility for their life, because I learned that as a kid. I learned, okay, well, if I can't do things my way, right, which I felt better talking to people. My mom didn't like that, though. Well, maybe I need to just okay, do what you want me to do. So then I took that with me. It was unconscious, though. I had no idea until I started looking at my problems as an adult now, as a 30-year-old, feeling burdened. Like, why the hell am I more concerned about these other people and what's going on with their life? And I'm feeling really bad right now. I'm stressed. What is going on here? Lord, why do I worry so much about what other people think? And I asked that question out loud one day when I was praying. And this thought hit me. Ashley, it's because you internalized man's judgments of you. What was that thought? I wrote it down and it took me a long time to unpack that. But that is the process of getting free in your life, is asking questions. Why do you do what you do? Do you have understanding and insight in the context of your life? So anyway, this morning, I'm going to move on here. There was a couple other things. So that was in the book. Your family has impacted your current problems you're having today. Okay. So I was writing some things out this morning, right? I was reflecting on a relationship, or I'm going to say a connection that God has brought into my life as of last November. Okay. I've never met this person in my life. She lives up in Canada and she has been the biggest blessing to me. Okay. She has blessed me. She helped me pay for my book contract. You guys, she sent me I think it was $700, another $300. This woman paid for a majority of this book contract to be paid off. And not only that, last night, she literally sent me $200 just for me because she said I was on her heart, right? And the funny thing about that is it's Father's Day weekend. And I didn't have any money to buy anything for my husband for Father's Day. And I was like, crap. And that's a whole nother story, right? I'm going to talk to you guys about tithing one day and the tightness of it at times, right? So basically, I didn't have any money because we started tithing my husband's check again and giving it to the church we've been going to twice a month. So we do home church, and then we've been going to this other church twice a month. But anyway, So I'm like, okay, we're going to start giving a tithe to this other church. I was definitely reluctant to do that because I'm like, Lord, I've been using this money. We've been doing home church. I could use this money. I really don't want to, but that's a whole nother story. I'll talk to you guys about my tithing journey down the road. Okay. Seriously, I will. And so anyway, I was praying to the Lord. I said, Lord, I need money. You know, I gave all my money to the church and I don't have any money to buy my husband anything for Father's Day. And I was crushed. And all of a sudden, last night, 8:00 last night, she sends me $200. And I knew that was from the Lord. And she sent me a message. She goes, Ashley, you've been on my heart all day. And I shared that story with her. And so as I was thinking about this whole thing this morning, and this is relevant, you guys, to the point I'm going to share with you. I said, so I told her that. I told her, because she said, you've been on my heart. I thanked her, and she goes, Ashley, you've been on my heart all day. So I told her the story behind that. I felt led to do that. You know, it was on my heart to tell her that. So I did. So as I was writing it out this morning, I was like, I was thinking I was telling her too much. But I believe you are using her in my life, and I just wanted her to know that. So I was like, Lord, you know, bless her. And then I was like, I don't expect her to always send me money, but I'm grateful. So then I realized something. I don't expect, but I need what they are doing. I didn't expect her to do it, but I do need money. So I don't expect, but I need what they are doing. So why do I do that? Do you expect what you need? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever needed, you know, you need something, but do you expect it? Do you expect what you need? And I was like, wow, Lord, I don't. And I'm getting emotional just talking about this because this is actually very like real and raw this morning for me. But I don't mind. I think it's part of the journey. I think that's why God has me here too. I'm fully like comfortable with sharing my life with you guys in this way. So I was like, wow, Lord, I don't expect that. Why don't I expect what I need? Well, when you grow up in an environment where you didn't always get what you needed, right? Or what you needed was never acknowledged. If you do get it, you're like, okay, cool, but you don't expect it to keep happening. Because then if you expect it, there's like, in my mind, I translated expectation to entitlement. So if I expect what I need, am I entitled? That's like saying, I don't expect love, but I know I need it. But if you want to love me for like a time, okay, cool. But if you leave, then I guess it's fine. I'm not going to expect that from you, but I need it. I need love, but I don't expect it. That's what that's saying. You guys, and do we not need money? Yes, I need money. I need money, but I don't expect it. Isn't that weird? That's kind of, you see the disconnect here with me? I don't need money, but I expect it. Lord, how am I shutting myself down? How do we shut ourselves down, right? So I want you guys to think about that. What do you expect? Are you needing what you're expecting? I don't expect, but I need what they're doing. I don't expect money, but I need the money they're giving to me because I didn't want her to think that I was expecting it or what's the word? Like I said, entitled, right? Never. But then I thought about it. Lord, why do I behave that way? Growing up the way I did. My biological dad was not in my life. He said I was a secret life. Yeah. So I got rejected by him. I was rejected by my mother and my stepdad. Now, the tricky thing about rejection sometimes, it's hard to sense you've been rejected because especially, okay, let me give you a little insight really quick and I got to get off here. I know my grandma's waiting for me to call her. She'll understand though I'm on a video. But so the only time my parents ever listened to me is when I was paying attention to what they needed. Sometimes one-sided relationships can give you a false sense of connection. You can sit there and talk to somebody and you ask them questions and they're listening and you're talking about them and that's important. But you know what? When I was growing up, nobody ever asked me about me. Nobody ever asked me about what I needed. But because my dad was talking to me about what he needed, you guys, I was 6 years old at the time. No shit. My dad was 6'2", 200 pounds. He was my stepdad. I'd grab his hand, set him in the kitchen. He'd grab his cigarette, light it, grab his beer, and we would have a therapy session. What do I mean by that? He would talk to me only because I was talking to him because you know what I was trying to do? I was trying to get him to shut the hell up. It's like, can y'all just shut up and stop fighting? So I was looking for ways to bring solutions. Like maybe if I just talked to him, hey, Dad, how's it going? Why are you fighting with Mom? That's what I would ask him. Dad, why are you fighting with Mom? And he'd be like, because your mom's a effing B. I'm like, yeah, okay. And then my dad would like calm down. And then like 10 seconds later, here comes my mom stomping down the hallway. Her famous line, you fat mother effer, and I'm just like, oh God, here we go again. Here we had 20 minutes apiece. And here comes the ward warden walking down the hallway, screaming. All right, just lost that. But because my dad talked to me for those 20 minutes, I felt like we were connected. Looking back on that, that's why I cared so much about other people, because that's when I got my value, is when I was listening to them. But again, my dad never asked me how I was doing. My stepdad, he was never like, hey, Ashley, how's it going in school? Oh, Dad's going really shitty right now because you guys won't shut up and you keep fighting and I can't sleep and I'm worried about my mom and I'm worried about, going to CPS and, it's just really hard. No one ever asked me that as a kid, right? So I was rejected, but I didn't even know it. You guys get what I mean? I hope so. I hope this has been helpful, you guys. Me realizing this morning, I was like, wow. I was crying this morning. I was talking to my husband. I was crying. I was crying and talking about it. But it was like I could feel the weight coming off of me because I was getting more insight and understanding to myself. Like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. So I challenge you guys, like, start writing things down. Seriously. And you'll look back on it and you'll be like, whoa. Because I was looking at this and I was like, I don't expect, but I need what they are doing. I was like, how in the world did I learn that? What? And I'm telling you guys, it was very freeing for me. And I wanted to share that with you guys because maybe there's other people out there that can relate. You know what I mean? So, you guys, I better get off here. I got to go call my grandma. If this video was helpful, please share it. If it wasn't, then don't share it, right? But I hope you guys, I really hope that the videos that I do are giving you guys a ton of value. Like I said, if you guys want help with the commercial, all that good stuff, I'll put everything in the comments. If you guys have anything you want to ask me right now while I'm still on here, go ahead and ask. If you have anything that you want to mention really quick, I'm going to post the links really fast, really quick for these two things before I forget, because once I get off here, I'm going to be busy. I got to call my grandma and I got to go get the kids ready because we got some running around to do. We're going to go get some stuff for my husband since that woman blessed me last night with that money. So that was awesome. So, okay, this is for the commercial. This link right here. I shared with you guys. I need 500 of my followers to give me $10 a piece. That'll get the commercial paid off. For those of you who don't know me that are like, well, I don't know if I can trust Ashley. The book took 2 years to get donations. This book is here because of donations from you guys on Facebook, Instagram. No, Facebook. There ain't nobody donating from Instagram. Let's just keep it real. Facebook. Every single dime that you guys get, that's why this book is here. You guys donated for this book. This book would not be here physically in my hands if y'all hadn't donated. Same thing with the commercial. I can't get the commercial if I don't got the 5 Gs for it. Well, Ashley, why is the commercial so expensive? I told you. I'm paying for an audience of 1.6 million. It's like me wanting to have a commercial in the Super Bowl. All right. The crap's expensive. It sucks. I mean, trust me. I wish it wasn't that way, but it is what it is. So let me find the other link really quick. If you guys want to, send me some money just because you appreciate what I'm doing on here. And that's all it's for. So you're going to go towards me, daily encouragement. Like every month I pay $10 a month for podcast stuff that I have to kind of like create stuff for the podcast. So that's $10 a month. And then I've been doing StreamYard. That's $25, which I'm going to cancel it because I don't have the money right now if I have to. But StreamYard, I'm looking for something, you guys, as I'm talking to you. StreamYard lets me go live on 3 platforms, but I got to pay $25 a month for it, So when you're out doing stuff like this, you guys, you have to freaking pay to play. You know what I mean? A lot of people, ministry is not free. I can free Shirley with you guys, but if I want to grow it, it's going to cost money. Or you guys got to step up your game and share it more. I'm just keeping it real. It is what it is. But if it's not valuable, right? I think sometimes people just forget to share. Or like I said, people forget to like and follow the page. If you're not seeing any of my content and you haven't liked and followed the page, you're not going to get notified when I go live. You have to like and follow the page. 70% of you guys haven't even liked or followed it. That's a huge chunk of people, right? Like I said, 70% of you guys on here come from recommended videos. That's great. But you guys can help me just by something. It's free. You ain't got to pay me. You just got to hit like or follow, and it's free. But anyway, you guys, whoever was on here today, you guys, thank you for listening. I hope this was a helpful conversation. It's kind of heavy, deep conversation, but that's just life. That's just the way it is, right? All right, you guys, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go call my grandma. Y'all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all next week.